Hi there, Ricky Tang here. Ah, hello. You can just see me maybe in a reflection in the door. You find me at Completely Motorbikes at Staverton, just on the outskirts of Gloucester. These, as you can see, are a Yamaha dealer. They also have a couple of the showrooms, cruisers, I think, and used bikes. I'm here today to test drive my first Yamaha demo bike, and that is a Tenere T700 or T7. It'll be the first time I've ridden the CP2 engine, which is the same engine as this one in the MT-07, but on the T7 the gearing is slightly lower. I think it's 2 teeth bigger on the back sprocket on the T7 versus this MT-07. Since I haven't got long with the bike, I'm not going to do a walk around. I just haven't got the time to stop somewhere picturesque, take photos and video. So when the bike reappears, we'll rattle through some of the specs and then we'll get riding sharpish. Okay, here we are. Don't think I'm in anybody's way. 689cc parallel twin, putting out about, I think it's about 72 horsepower. It says here on my little cheat sheet, 54 kilowatts, 9,000 RPM, so the peak power is kind of up there somewhat. Peak torque 68 newton meters at 6,500 RPM. This bike is 205 kilos approximately wet, so maybe not quite as light as it looks. It looks very spindly. I'm very taken by the looks and how narrow the bike appears, but yeah, it's not the lightest of machines, so we'll see how that translates on the road. What I am impressed with is obviously this bike is somewhat built to a budget. No traction control, not many electronics other than ABS. Don't think it's got any rider modes, but it has got fully adjustable suspension front and rear. And I think somewhere we got a remote preload adjuster. No, oh yeah, I can see it tucked in under there. So yeah, we can easily adjust preload. Anyway, I think I better get riding. Now, what will be interesting, hello, is if I can get both feet on the ground. With my 32-inch inside leg, might be a bit of a struggle getting on this bike with an 880mm seat height, but let's get on. Okay, for starters, let's get it up. Not bad actually. I know it's a bit hard for you to see, but I just about got the balls of my feet down on both sides. Just 5'7", 170 centimeters, 32-inch inside leg. I think I'll be okay. My R1250R I can flat foot easily, so and I've just got off that, so yeah, the ground's quite far away. So what's my first impression? Just looking around the front here, I can see the front brake is span adjustable, but the clutch isn't. See, we've got a power outlet. I'm not sure if that's a cigarette lighter or USB. The dash is huge. What the hell? The dash is large and the numbers are big. I do appreciate having a gear position indicator. Where's the floor? A slight lurch when you put it into first gear, but not a very heavy jolt. I'm trying to think now whether this is actually the first bike I've ridden in recent years with 21-inch front wheel. I think it might be actually. I am getting some buffeting around the top of the crash helmet. It's quite quick buffeting. It's not heavy kind of punching me around, but it would get tiring after a while. If I duck, oh wow, hope you can see me on this camera, I've got buffeting here. If I duck, it's gone, totally gone. So I might be looking for, if I were to buy one of these, looking for a screen that might have another couple of inches. Yeah, it's really quiet down there. But that's very much a personal thing. If you're taller or shorter, you're going to have a different experience. I think this Speedo overbreathed like crazy. When I review my footage later, I know I can get GPS coordinates out of my GoPros. What I can also tell you right now is the front brake. I know it's there really for dual sport use, off-road and on-road, but there's not a lot of bite when you first apply it, which is probably a good thing off-road anyway. And I haven't had to use it in anger yet, but I think it'll take a bit of a squeeze to slow down at a good rate. When you give it a light touch, you're not slowing down very much. I am impressed with the suspension. In fact, I'm a bit surprised about the suspension. It feels a bit firmer than I expected for a so say kind of dual sport bike with off-road pretensions. So I'm not going to be able to tell you what the lights are like at night, but what I can say is they actually do a good job of lighting up the back of the car in front in daylight, which I don't see very often. So I hope that that translates to good lights at night. I mean, the lights look like they mean business, don't they? So hopefully they'll be decent at night. So far vibration has been well controlled. Hardly feel any, to be fair, but I haven't done any prolonged high rev action yet, and I might not get much of a chance on this ride. Yay! Okay, I'm kind of already a confirmed fan of this engine. Don't get excited, I'm not going off-road. I just, well, stopping. I hope I can put my feet down. Just want to wipe my visor. It's very easy to find neutral, and what's nice is that there's just as good as a click to get into neutral as there is to get into any other gear. It's very positive, so it's quite easy to find neutral. It's not always that easy on motorbikes, as you probably know. Sometimes the click into neutral is quite indistinct, quite soft. So yeah, thumbs up for the gearbox. Also clutchless changes, nice and easy. You know, the old school style, not a problem. This engine in various bikes have been reviewed to death, but you know, it's my first go, and I like it so far. Obviously not as powerful as that in the Tuono 660 or the RS 660, but the mid-range feels strong. I wouldn't be too surprised if it's actually maybe a bit higher in the mid-range than the Tuonos that seem to be a little bit limp in that area. Now this bike's got very few miles on the clock, but I am curious. I am in top gear, 3000 RPM. Oh, that pulled really smoothly actually. It wasn't lugging, it didn't feel like it was struggling at all. So I've got some bends to throw the bike through, but the 21-inch front wheel will make things for me feel a little bit alien. So I'll just be a little bit cautious. The seat is very flat actually. Well, yeah, for the rider's section, very flat, and it's actually very firm. Not uncomfortable though. Feels like it's just well designed. Well designed bit of padding for that seat. But anyway, it's swinging through the bends okay. I am kind of 50 pence piecing it a little bit. I'm kind of anticipating problems on the way into the bend with this wheel, but there actually aren't any problems. Just got to get used to it. It's actually pretty steady, I think. Now I'm kind of slowly dialing myself in. This is fun. This bike's got a 16 litre tank, which to me, for an adventure bike, isn't very much. On the Yamaha website, it claims that you've got up to 350 kilometers of range, 217 miles. Sorry to mix units at you. To get that with this fuel tank, you'd have to be consistently doing over 60 miles per gallon, and I don't think in general usage you're going to get that out of this bike from the numbers I've seen so far online. The bike feels, well, this is going to sound weird, I'm going to say controversial, but I don't speak from a position of experience with bikes with front wheels like this, but it doesn't feel that stable at slow speeds. The front wheel seems to be weaving around a fair bit. I think it's just a matter of me getting used to it. So just trickling along in second. And there's a slight surge, or it's just this little jump as it rolls back onto the throttle from a closed throttle, but nothing to write home about really. It's fine, it's fine. I like the dash, the instruments. I mean, yes, built down to a budget, but really easy to read what's going on. Mind you, it's not telling you very much, so that's probably why. Yeah, perfectly decent engine for motorway riding or dual carriageway riding, as long as the general traffic speed isn't too high, I'd say. It's very quick to change gear. I was changing with the clutch, but the gear action is very quick to sneak into the next gear. I appreciate that very much. So yeah, in summary, as much as I can summarise a bike I've only done about 35 miles on, it was a good first date. It'll take more than this ride to kind of get dialed into the handling with the 21-inch front, but I didn't do anything untoward. It's a nice place to sit. It's got a good turn of speed, accelerates nicely, overtakes nicely. Don't feel any special issues with vibration yet, but it is very early days, and yeah, I've enjoyed the ride. It does seem that they spent money in the right places. The suspension has surprised me. I know there's a fair bit of fork dive when you put the front brake on hard, but otherwise the damping kind of characteristics, the way it feels on the road is firmer than I expected, a bit more road bias than I expected, but with that full adjustability, if that translates into feeling too harsh off-road, then we can soften it off a bit. So yeah, I would love to go out on a second date, if I haven't burnt my bridges with Completely Motorbikes, because I am over the hour now. I've been looking for a petrol station with no luck. So I'm heading back to Completely Motorbikes now. Thank you very much to James Ayland and the other chaps there for making this happen. Hopefully I shall see you guys in another video. Take care.